My name is Jessica, and I am a speech language pathologist. And today I am here to teach you another of the best speech therapy strategies for preschoolers that you can do right at home. I want you to tell me if one of these scenarios sounds familiar. Maybe your child, your toddler or preschooler has already been identified as having a speech or language delay, but you're in the process of waiting for insurance authorization to kick in and do its job. Insurance sucks, doesn't it? Maybe your insurance just sucks anyways and won't even pay for speech therapy right now. Maybe you have had your preschooler evaluated in the schools and you're just waiting. I am here to give you some speech therapy strategies that you can do at home for your toddler, preschooler, late talker while you're waiting in this in between limbo phase. I do want to say, if there's any way that you can get to in-person speech therapy, please do that. This video is going to give you some speech therapy strategies you can do at home. But if you have a human speech therapist who is right there with you, they can answer all of your specific questions. They can meet your child's individual needs, and they're going to help you know exactly what your child needs for their individual strengths, weaknesses, needs, goals, all those fun things. If you can, get to a real speech pathologist. If you're still waiting and you're in limbo, let's keep going. And I will share with you a speech therapy strategy that you can do at home with your toddler or preschooler. In my last video, I started this series by talking about the very best speech therapy strategy that you can do at home called self-talk. And we talked about pairing that with another strategy, but I'm not going to spoil it, so you can go back and watch the video. All right, now, last week we talked about the strategy of self-talk. This week, we're going to talk about a different speech therapy strategy. So, before I tell you about the strategy, I want you to think about the way that your child likes to play. Now, as I'm about to go over this strategy, I want you to envision doing it with your preschooler or toddler while I talk about it. The strategy is called parallel talk. So, if you remember from math class, parallel lines are two lines that never intersect. They just run next to each other, but they never touch. With parallel talk, you sit next to your child and you talk about what your child is doing. Now, I love this strategy because your child does not have to participate at all. All you have to do is you just sit there with your child and you narrate their action. I want you to pretend that you are doing this speech therapy strategy at home with your 4-year-old. I want you to imagine that your 4-year-old prefers to play by pretending to cook pancakes. And you're going to sit with your child as they play and narrate their speech. Okay, so we're pretending to cook pancakes maybe on the stove, or maybe we're making Play-Doh pancakes, right? All right, so we're going to say, turn on the stove. Put the pan on. The pancake goes in the pan. Flip the pancake. Eat the pancake. Now, as you could see, this speech therapy strategy is very similar to self-talk that we talked about last week, about a different kind of play. What if your 4-year-old prefers to play by swinging? Again, we want to meet your child where they are at. With sensory-based play like swinging, you probably won't be able to use or introduce as many different words, but that's okay. Just do your best, all right? Don't feel like you need to stop your child from meeting their sensory need to work on speech therapy. You can do them both at the same time. All right, so for example, you could say something like, swing. You are swinging fast. You are spinning. You are on your tummy. You are in the swing. So you can see that with the pancake example, we had way more words that we introduced and could talk about. With the swinging example, not as many, but still just do your best and keep trying. It's okay. Now, the other great thing about this speech therapy strategy called parallel talk is that you don't have to only use it during play. Play is just an example. Okay. I know that play can be especially hard for caregivers. I don't know about you, but sometimes I find playing with my children to be really hard. Maybe I just have other things that I need to do that I'm thinking about. Maybe I don't want to play what my child is playing. Maybe I find it boring. Maybe I'm distracted. I don't know. You get it. Okay. You're not alone. So, with the parents that I've worked with, because I've worked with a lot of parents and they feel the same way too, it's not just you and me. The best piece of advice that I can give you is to set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes. So, when you sit down to play, turn your timer on for 10 minutes, then put your phone away. All right. So that you can focus solely on providing this speech therapy type activity for your child and just focus on playing and focus on using parallel talk. Okay. For 10 minutes. That's all you have to do. When the timer goes off, if you're really jiving and you want to keep playing, then keep playing. If you need to go cook dinner, then you can turn your timer off and you go cook dinner. Try to do this 10 minutes every day, and it is a great start to doing speech therapy at home with your preschooler or toddler. All right, I know that waiting for therapy can be so frustrating, but you are already taking action to help your preschooler, toddler, or late talker, and that's amazing. And I'm so proud of you for looking for resources in this inevitably very frustrating time. So, just by watching this video, you've already learned a couple of different strategies and speech therapy skills that you can use with your child at home. I think you would really enjoy this speech therapy workbook for parents of late talkers. So, this workbook was created for parents, not for children, and it goes exactly like how I set up this video. So, you can see that each week I have a strategy, and within each strategy, I break down very simply exactly how to do it. I give you my own tips from me, a real SLP mom. When I wrote all of these down, my own children were 2 and 3. I give you examples, and then I give you some guided planning of ways that you can individualize this for your child at home. And then with each strategy, I pair a weekly theme. So remember, we talked about in this video that our strategy that I suggested was parallel talk, and our theme is pancakes. So with each theme, you can see that I recommend books, I recommend a song, I recommend some toys, I give you some vocabulary words to try to include, and I give you some suggested activities to work on at home. So there are 22 strategies in this workbook, and there's actually even more themes than that because I included bonus themes. So this is available on Amazon. It will help you while you are waiting for speech therapy to start, or if you have some concerns and your doctor isn't concerned yet and you just want to work on some stuff at home. Great resource to help you out. So you can find that on Amazon, but I will also link it in the description. And I hope that you have fun playing with your child. And I will see you real soon in my next video where I will share another speech therapy strategy for you to use at home.